think that's good. All right. The biggest thing that I really want to bring out of what I've learned this year has to be the fact of having too high of a standard. Now that goes many ways, like what kind of standard? You mean like how heavy and intense you want to train, or making sure you get somewhere, like you get a deadline before or just on that time. Like you want to make sure you keep your standards high, make sure you always chase after what you want and blah blah blah, and get in there as best as you can, quick as you can. And I think in a sense, yes, obviously, always have a good standard. Never put yourself down on it. Never do something because, oh, it's hard, or you think you can't do it or perform it in the way that you would want to and be accepting of it. And for me, that was the gym. I mean, as of recently, I was very sick for, like, not very sick, but I was sick for like a week and a half, and I had no utter, like, training intensity mental state. So when I went back to the gym mentally, I was up and amped. I was like, all right, we're good. We have the ability to go hard on our sets. Like I could do these next 3 sets just perfectly fine as I did last time. And I'm so amped up. And after those 3 sets, oh my God, I've never felt like a piece of crap in my life. I was so physically under standard, though my mental standard was so high that pushing my limits redlined my physical ability to hit my mental standard. And that for me is what I'm trying to talk about, is that mental standard. Like going too hard or trying too much will really put you down when you can't do it, even if it's 10% less than what you could do. And what can happen when you do that is you develop a recession to it, and you're just declining in effort, and you think that, oh, now it's just, this sucks, I can't do it. Or you don't really like you can't push yourself anymore because you're so focused on what you need to, like what you think you can do, like the highest point ever, and you can only get to like here. And even this much of a jump, that really kills people's moods. It kills their motivation, kills their discipline, kills everything they've really developed over those times of like disciplining yourself to go to the gym, or going to work when you don't want to, or anything like that, any realm in the world. But I'm going to obviously bring it into the gym aspect and that environment because that's my thing. I love the gym. That's what's really been driving me. And one thing I like to say is, or what I've heard and that I like to say now is, keep your hobbies and your side fun as your main thing in life, and your jobs and any safety net things like your job, or anything that, you got to go to the hospital, or you got to go to the store to get groceries, blah blah blah, like that should be your side. You should not always focus on your job and always have that be your like biggest thing, and then you just can't go to the gym because like, oh, I got to focus on this, like, keep it safe. But going back to the other thing, never expect the greatest things, even if it's like your standard before. Like never fully go to like 100% when you know you go 90, and don't always don't think to yourself, damn, I could have done that. Now I don't even know. Maybe I'm not here for this. And that's what really puts you down, because then you get in that mental state after a while, and you just kind of crawl up and be like, man, am I really doing this right? Am I really able to do this? Am I really meant for this? Like hell, even for me, I was supposed to have a competition in this December, obviously it's the end of the year, this December, like 23rd, 24th or something. And that was months ago. I was like all amped up. I was like, holy crap, I am so ready to start this journey. Like I'm so ready to start bodybuilding competitions and stuff. I'm ready to like go out there and start doing what I want to do. But months on, like life hit me, and I was like so down, because back then I had all the high standards. It's like, okay, I can go to the gym 5 times a week. I can train for 2 hours. I'm eating whatever I want, and I'm fine. I could do this. I got this. And then life hits you, and you're like, damn. So, but that doesn't matter, because you realize when you think back, what I'm thinking about when I learned is like, hey, I was able to still go to the gym, even if it was for 45 minutes. I still went. I still trained. Sure, maybe I didn't compete, but I still trained. And that's what made me think, well, why have such a high standard when it's better than not doing it or trying to do it? Thinking about something and doing it and not winning is different than trying something or not even trying at all. Not even trying at all and thinking of getting somewhere in a goal, that's so much worse than just trying and failing than not doing anything. And I know you've heard it 1,000 times, but that is so serious. Think about what I just said, stuff happens. I think, crap, now I suck. Now I'm not meant for this. And I'm like, well, I still showed up. I still ate. I still tried, even though I had so much stuff going on, like work and school and everything else. So never put such high weight that you can't handle, even though you think you're capable of it, because it will just put you down. Like you'll set a standard for yourself that you cannot achieve ever, and that'll just keep putting you down. Like always try to keep a good baseline, understandable, and down the line, point straight progress and like goal to achieve, rather than just being like ever see those images where it's like this image where it's like the staircase is like really tall for the first step and the rest is easy? That's what I'm talking about. Like, never set, and not the fact that like the first step is the hardest. I mean, like, the initial thought, but like put that in reverse. Actually, put that in reverse. You go up the steps, and then you get to the point, now you're like, well, crap, and it's so like high, you're like, damn. So I would just want you to know, don't put so much weight on you that you can't handle. All right, that's all I'm trying to say. But don't think that because you can't handle that weight, you can't do anything. Like, you're still doing it, you're still trying. So never put that down on yourself, because you can do it, and it'll always work out better than not trying at all or trying way too hard. Like, trying way too hard, slow down, take a minute, think about what your actions are, and think about your actual progress and what goals or steps you can actually take. And that's what will build what you want to create in the end goal. And always, accept and praise the journey more than it is in the destination receiving what you have earned and fought for. I think the next thing I want to bring up, and if you can hear the AC, I'm sorry, it just got really hot and I just couldn't stand sitting in here, even though it's only a brisk 70-something degrees outside. But the biggest other thing I want to bring out is procrastination. Yes, I know you've been procrastinating. We all been procrastinating a lot, or not at all, but we've all experienced a lot of procrastination over this year, and I know it because it's changing. It's 2025. We are in like the brisk of like modern Black Ops 3 whatever era, and we think that like the future is coming up and all the politics and whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but but people have been, I know for me, like majorly procrastinating schoolwork, assignments. Obviously we all go through that, but going to the gym side of things, this is where my gym rats and everybody come in to listen in and queue up, is procrastinating is such a bad habit that you don't even know. Like, it's bad, but it is the demolishing factor that will destroy 90% of what you are doing. If you procrastinate, say, even if, this is a little different, but even if it is like, oh, I want to go hang out with my girlfriend, or I want to go see family, which I would get, like, yes, to skip on the gym to do that stuff, but that is still, in my mind, another form of procrastination, because you are not only just having an excuse that is made up. You think that like, oh, it's just way too much. I mean, I'm like sore, I guess. You're putting something indefinitely, another big building block factor in your day to replace it, instead of rearranging it and thinking, okay, I can go see them here and then I have to go later, because then it's just a bad habit. Because if you procrastinate on something for too long, except for like my forearms and calves and adductors and abs, that I'm like, okay, I can go train that, like it's an active rest day, I'm gonna go do cardio for 30 minutes, whatever. But and another thing was that like I should have taken a rest day today, but I'm going to take time to go to the active rest excuse to go to the gym, which is fine. Like, it's not like I'm trying to go do another set of chest and triceps day. But that other thing was like, if I don't do it, then I'm gonna be like dead inside. I'm gonna be like tired, and I hate myself because I didn't go and I'm taking a rest day, which rest days are so much more beneficial than training. Like, you don't even know. That's another thing, but that's for another video. I can't get to that. There's more talk to that. That's the muscle and bodybuilding side of things. Back to like the philosophical stuff, procrastination is such a huge killer. And I'm not trying to procrastinate any longer this year. I want to actually like start doing things on time. And once I have something to do, like, I want to get straight to it. Like, I don't want to be procrastinating on like a 300-point assignment, wasting it, and then doing it last minute. Because yes, you can get it done. Yes, you could do it, and whatever. I can do it in 2 days. But why bother waiting when you can just get it over with, and then you could have the rest of your free time again and do whatever you want. And that doesn't mean go back to the saying where skipping the gym because you want to go hang out with family and stuff. Like, that is a good core reason. But if you can fit your gym day in that day still, like, then why are you saying that? You could go to the gym 2 hours earlier and still go train, and then you can go eat or whatever your family wants to go do, and it's just beneficial then. Or if your family's hanging out at like 2 and the gym doesn't close till 10, and you're like, oh, after I'm done with my family at like 6, I can't go train. I'll be tired from talking to everybody. You can still go to the gym. Like, that's not even procrastination. That is almost laziness, in a sense that you are procrastinating going to the gym because you're like, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow because I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Like, never think that. Always think, if you can get it done, get it done. Because no one else is going to tell you this. Like, your family's going to look at you when you're at the function, and they're going to be like, oh, hey, Jeremy, what's up? What are you doing? And you're thinking in your head, damn, I should have been at the gym. I hate this. But you're there. Like, but that is one big thing, is procrastination. You really should not be focused, like, on that lazy part. Like, just get it done, get what you can do, and that'll set you way higher than anything else. That's one thing. But now we're gonna go do a little bit of working out. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about 2 or 3 more things, and then we'll have the video ended. I just wanted to briefly talk about a bunch of stuff that I wanted to bring out in this year, what I've learned. And I think for today's workout, we're just going to be doing, like I said, we're gonna be doing forearms, abs, calves, and adductors, and some cardio, just like an active rest day, because I like to do my accessory muscles and like stability muscles and stuff like that on the side. Also my glutes, probably, I don't know. know. I don't really need to work them because I usually work those in my leg days anyway. But I'm just going to work those just because it's something to do for the gym. I can film just a little bit of it and probably no commentary. I probably won't start doing commentary because this is my first video. So, but for now on, I'm probably not going to really do too much commentary. Probably going to be this and then more talking at the end and maybe some filming of food or whatever I'm doing later. If it's something big, like I'm going to the beach, whatever. For now, most of the baseline videos, it's just going to be me talking, helping people understand things. And even as my young age, like there's a lot to still have and thought and talk about. So I'm going to briefly go over that beginning and end of the videos and such always. In the middle of videos, you know, I'll have my workout either with friends or by myself. I'll just film my workout, whatever. You can see what I do. I'll probably briefly give you commentary. Be like, oh, I'm doing 3 sets of this, you know, help that, whether it be in the gym or I'll talk over it in editing. But yeah, no more talking. It's been like 15 minutes or so, maybe less because I'm going to cut it out. But we're going to go hit the gym, go film a little bit, hit some accessory movements, come back, talk about stuff, and that'll be the end of the video. And I'm so thankful I'm actually starting doing this because this is one of the things I didn't want to procrastinate. But I'm not going to procrastinate the gym any longer. We're going to go hit the gym. Sorry for cussing. We're going to go and get it straight to it. Let's do it. What another successful lift today, bro. Anyways, now the plan of action, last couple little bits of talk before we end off here. Sorry if you hear a little bit of road noise. It's my first time filming this, but the next topic of discussion, what I've learned is like, you really gotta put your mind in the game. If you know what I mean, which you probably don't, but what I mean by putting your mind in the game is like, I'm gonna talk more gym stuff, but if you wanna put your head in the game, like you gotta be a part of it 90% of your day. And what I mean by that is you can't just go to the gym and expect yourself to like, yeah, I'm gonna get big, blah, 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 whatever. I'm going to the gym, I'll do this and that. But like, you gotta be like enveloped in it. In anything you do, you gotta be like, all right, your feed on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and anywhere you walk in life, you gotta be in the moment. I'm not saying be super enveloped. Also with things like strict diets, like if you wanna cut down and you're gonna be like, oh, I can't eat cotton candy or whatever this today. I can't have a little piece of sugar today, blah, blah, blah. In a sense, yeah. Don't be like, oh, dude, I can't come with you because I'm not going to be able to eat that night, because blah, blah, blah. I mean, you got to be enveloped in what you want to do. Like, you like cars? Start monitoring your car, clean your car, whatever. You like fishing? Well, you don't just go fishing on weekends because why not? Like, if you really like fishing and, like, that's your thing, like, I don't know anything about fishing, but, you got to be in it at, like, in your life. Like, that must be your lifestyle. Like, if you want something bad, that's how you have to treat it. Going to school in college to get a degree, for me, like to get into nursing in the future, hopefully, maybe, if that's what I want to really, really do, which in this case, yeah, it probably is. And I gotta be enveloped. Like, my feed's always talking about nursing stuff, and I have even if you don't have no goddamn clue what they're talking about, they're like, you gotta be in it still. You gotta be receiving different levels of information in your head, like, as you're going through it. You got to keep receiving it, because the longer you're exposed to such things, the more it becomes a part of you, and that being a part of you makes it so much more of a drive and effort. And especially with the gym, like recently, I've been like I've just been watching YouTube videos constantly. The friggin' YouTube, what's it called? The YouTube rap or whatever, recap. It was all bodybuilding stuff, all health and fitness, like, like all the legends, Chris Bumstead or Dr. Mike, whatever, and his weird, like, fantasies, whatever he does. But, like, you gotta be in it, man. You gotta just fully in it, like, lifestyle, like, no matter what it is, either if it's bodybuilding or not, or the gym, trying to lose weight, you gotta be, like, in it. You can't just have it on the side, you gotta be in the game. Another thing I've learned a lot is there are people that are going to help you, and this is coming back to the first or second thing I was talking about. There's going to be people who are going to help you. I'm grateful for having parents who can afford my gym lifestyle, who bought me this car. Like, I am fortunate for this, and I'm not going to take it for granted, or whatever. I don't know the real saying. I forgot. I'm not that smart in there, in literacy, vocab, whatever. But you got to remember, though, like, even though you have these funding and placeholders set for you, like your parents, family, friends that help you along the way, you gotta be like, understand though, that some things though are not in their control, and it is up to you to decide, and up to you to make those hard decisions, and all those, that the guy was just doing a wheelie for like 20 minutes down the road. But you gotta be aware that, hey, there are going to be things in your life that you are going to have to be responsible for. No, like, again, you've heard this one 1,000 times. No one's going to wake you up out of bed. No one's going to tell you, okay, let's go to the gym. It's going to suck, but we're going to do it. No, nobody's going to say that. Nobody cares. Frankly, nobody cares what's going to happen. They don't give a crap if you go or not, whether they hate you or like you. Sure, they'll be, like, grateful for you in the end, but during the journey, no one's there for you. Except, like, some things, like being able to, somebody like gym and this car. But other things, like getting up and deciding what to eat and not to eat, that's a big playing factor. It's just part of the game. Like, you got to be ready to face those challenges and discipline yourself against it, because I mean, it's not a big problem that I've learned it over time. You'll learn it alongside for a while, but it's something you got to be aware of. You got to be accountable for yourself. That's the big thing, is it's you against you. Like, that, even how cringy it sounds, it's you who's doing it. It's you who's getting up and going to the gym, even though you didn't want to. Even today, I didn't really want to because I was sore. Still went. Like, there's no like saying no one's coming to get me and be like my friend, my gym, even my gym partners, which I haven't gotten to lift with them in a while, but even them, they're not gonna be like, oh, dude, you gotta go gym. Like, it's all up to you. Like, this is one big thing it's you against you, and frankly, nobody holds himself accountable a lot anymore. So it's one of the big problems. Another thing that leads into this discipline and everything else, I'm gonna probably throw in another little mini discussion, but this one I want to bring up is for me is consistent routines. And sometimes consistent routines is good, it's healthy, like say your skincare, you're brushing your teeth, whatever. But in a sense of like gym stuff, consistently doing it, this is all gym stuff about what I'm about to talk about, but for the gym, when you do the consistent same workout, same sets, same everything every day and every other day, you know, like you keep your chest and triceps, back and biceps, legs, or whatever, repeat, push, pull legs, whatever. But you keep doing the same workouts, and I'm not saying like when you plateau and you like do the same weight kind of consistency, because you will get there if you just keep doing what you're doing normally for a while. Like you're just gonna stay at a baseline, and you're not gonna go anywhere with it. And having a completely consistent thing sometimes it's not always the best option. You always got to switch up your routines. Like you can't just do the same couple workouts, even if it means switching from I'm gonna do, which I don't think I would do, but you know, like switch biceps first and then back so that you can like feel your back or something, whatever. Like switching routines, like instead of doing T-bar rows, why don't we start doing like bent over rows? Just cause like you may not like it. Like I didn't even like lunges with the kettlebells on my sides until I started doing it, and I realized, holy crap, I am like maxed out on like squats and stuff kind of. But then as soon as I get to like stability and mobility stuff, oh dude, it is a different realm. It is terrible. I could not face it. Like it was, I had to go on like 5 pounds in each hand because it was a completely new stimulus. And that also is another way you can break plateaus. Breaking plateaus is pretty tricky, but when you know like a good gist and a baseline and like a template of what you can do, it'll substantially increase your chances of breaking that plateau indefinitely. And what I'm doing now is I'm doing a 3-set workout kind of routine, not routine, but like I don't know the word, you know, but I have blocks of what I'm going to do for like a couple weeks on end. And I keep switching between them so I get new stimulus. So right now it is like this hybrid setup in the middle conjunction of these of strength and hypertrophy. And in the middle it's a hybrid setup. Like I'm doing fatiguing sets for hypertrophy, but the other sets, like I'll do a workout, but like I'll have like 4 sets. And I'll do, now this is me, you can judge me if you do it a whole different way, whatever, you know, this is just me talking and my example of what I try to do to break my plateaus. But I do, it's because I switch between them so I'm not stuck at the same weight in hypertrophy. And then hypertrophy fails because I have the same strength. And like if I try to do strength, it's just like they all help each other. That's why I switch between the 3. So it's consistent stimuli, yet it still breaks plateaus each time I switch, no matter what. So it's not just I'm just gonna work hypertrophy and I'm just gonna keep working it. And you add strength, it's like ooh, but then it's like it just gets up. So it's hybrid setup, you know, 5, 6, 8, no 8, like 5 or 6 reps for like 2 sets, pushing 7 to 9 RPE, which is like the exertion, how hard you're going, and keeping like 7 to 9 like exertion level, really going hard but not to failure. And then the rest is the hypertrophy sets, which is like 8 to 10 or 8 to 12, whatever I feel like for whatever movement I'm doing and what part of the workout I'm at. Because fatigue, there is fatigue management in a sense. People saying, oh, that's not how you work out, you gotta always be fatiguing or can't like control your fatigue. Sometimes you do. I don't want to waste all my time on my rear delts if I'm literally about to go and hit anything else because I want to save my energy because I'm exerting it too much. But you know, you got like an energy bank. But unless you're crazy and you're off the stems and you're just doing whatever, max like 10 RPE, whatever, just like getting the strength up, engaging different muscle fibers, which engages, say you got like your fibers here and you got this going on. Now you got the hypertrophy fibers and you're like pushing and like it's working and you'll get hypertrophy, but your strength is low because nothing else is engaging. When you engage strength, yeah, now you got like a different stimuli, and then eventually you'll like reach a better, that's why people, even bodybuilders still like they can go heavy and they'll go hypertrophy, but they still, some of them, most of them, hopefully some or all, engage in like a flexibility, mobility, and other exercises like Chris Bumstead, where he started implementing different stretches and routines that add to his more flexibility, mobility exercises, because like if you just train for strength and hypertrophy, you got all your other stats. That's the other thing. All your stats of everything is just going to be so completely different on the charts. Like you might be able to bench 225, but you can't even run a mile, or you can't even like rep out said weight, other weights. Like you just kind of, you max too much of your stats. So evening it out and doing the switch of blocking, like strength hypertrophy and the hybrid setup, just going at it, really adds more stimulus, adds more fatigue, and adds more just because your muscle doesn't know, like, oh, we're doing preacher curls. All right, we're going to do this, engage this. No, it just knows what workload and resistance and tension you're adding to your muscle. So that's why you should switch up your routine. Sticking the same thing is good, but eventually you'll reach a plateau. Like it could be like 5 months from down the road, but you will reach a plateau no matter what. Like unless you are, either on, performance enhancing drugs where you could take it, boom, and you're like, okay, next week you can do like 30 pounds more on bench, like whatever. So in a sense that you gotta like not stay with the same routine, make sure you're still adding different routines, and also adding those routines, make sure that you're not like gonna have an injury. Like injury prevention is a big thing and a big problem not a lot of bodybuilders are doing. You see Ronnie Coleman, he was just going at it. Now he had other issues, but obviously most of the time other bodybuilders, they'll experience life-changing effects, not just hormonally, like their body will just decrep, and because they don't have the flexibility anymore, which props to Seabum too, he's taking advantage. That's the only one I know who's doing it, but after his career he's really trying to take into that athlete and performance to get himself even back to baseline. Sometimes his running video or whatever, it's good to keep healthy if you want to be bodybuilding and stuff like that. And maxing out your stats is better than just maxing one thing out like hypertrophy, because for me, I reached a plateau now where my hypertrophy training is just, I'm stuck at the same weight for the last month, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to start implementing a hybrid setup, and I'll keep swapping it out, and so I keep going on and keep building up. And one last thing is diet. Like, oh my god, like diet and rest is the only thing you need to worry about, or not the only thing to worry about, but it is a major factor. It is literally like taking a test and not writing your name on it. No matter what grade you get, if you're not eating right or sleeping enough, what the hell are you doing? You're like driving your car in neutral at that point. You're not getting any fuel in it. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna exert itself and yourself, and you're not gonna go anywhere. That's a big thing. Like even if you don't track it, which you should start tracking it, because you will realize after a week, if you track your stuff right now and you track, most people who aren't already tracking, they will realize so much stuff is wrong with their diet and they are not hitting anywhere near to their goals, and that is why they're plateauing. That is a serious thing you need to start doing if you are not doing it already. Dieting and sticking to a tracking app. And I just use MyFitnessPal. You don't even have to pay for it. It is super simple. You just go on the app, you just like type in your food, blah, 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 do your grams, get a scale, and boom, your food's right there and you calculate it, you're good. Because I had that problem for a while this year where I would just go, I ate like a couple sandwiches today, like 8 grams of meat, whatever, something, whatever, and thought it was good. It worked because I would eat a lot, and I would notice the gains. I'd gain weight. I got up like 10 pounds after like a couple months, and I'd be like, all right, yeah, now we're like really getting there. But tracking is one thing I wasn't doing, and that is the biggest thing that has changed in my like entire bodybuilding or fitness ideal and career. Because if you don't track, you're not gonna go anywhere, dude. You gotta start tracking your food. That is all that you need to. Again, it's like taking a test without writing your name on it. You're doing it, did a good job, but it's not going to back you up. It's not going to come help you, because if you're training super hard and your food's down, you're either not going to go anywhere or you're going to go low. You're going to be super, super sore. You didn't get enough carbs or anything in your system to replenish yourself. And if you're not sleeping enough, at least 8 hours, which I know a lot of you are spent on the game. I get it. I mean, I've been getting back into games a little bit, but yeah, if you're not like doing any of those two things like on an equilibrium together, your diet and your training is not going to matter. Like you can go for 6 months and not eat, and you will stay the same you were 6 months ago. Maybe you might get a little tone, maybe you might have some kind of gain because you ate a little bit more. You went to like a steakhouse and did something and ate like a bunch of steak or whatever. You got to stick to that. And that's the last thing I want to talk about, because we'll have so much more, and it's been almost 15 minutes now, probably, as much as I've cut this video. So I think for the next video, I don't know yet what I'm gonna do. This is my first video, and probably gonna maybe film with a bro, gym bro, or film a chest day or something late at night, whatever. But this is how the gist of the videos are gonna go, life talk, philosophical, gym talk, whatever. Then the video, working out, whatever, maybe a physique reveal or a physique update. And then the next is just this little last portion, and that's about it. I'm about to go eat. I might film it, probably not. I'm ready to go to bed, take a nap, clean up the house a little bit, and then play some games. And that's about it. I hope you enjoy. Check out my socials down below, and I'll send the links in there so it's easy. I do little clips on there to get just something out on the socials, mainly Instagram. TikTok is more of those like little slideshow edits, whatever. But I'll link those down below. You go check them out. If you came here from Instagram, thank you for clicking the link. I mean, I appreciate it. If you watched this whole video, that means so much already. I'm glad you listened. I'll be here all the time. I'll try to film at least once a week. Maybe not. If I can't get in the week, it'll definitely be the week after. I swear to God. I will try to keep up with this. Finally done to not procrastinating these videos. And yeah, that's about it for the rest of this video. Stay jacked. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for watching, y'all.